the Instagram live for Manifestation Made Easy. We're just waiting for people to join. Helping me, technical support during this conversation. So, hello, Megan.
Hi.
Hiya. Hello. How you doing?
I'm good. Happy to be here.
Okay. So we're just waiting for people to arrive.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Hope there's some people on a Sunday morning interested in manifestation. But even if people don't watch it now, they'll be watching the replay. So
yeah, I mean, I've already had some questions anyway, so
nice.
We'll cover those. So just while we're waiting, I'll just explain a few little things about manifestation. It's one of the most natural things that you can do, actually. There's in biblical times, there's the ask and it is given. You just really have to open up and provide the space. You ask the question and then the answers come. If you don't ask the question, it doesn't happen. So the same thing happens with manifestation. It's about but it works as well. It can be really powerful if you put your feelings into it, if you put your intentions into it, and you actively go out there to actually make it happen. So this is where we can start changing our own lives, but we can also change, benefit the lives of others as well, and manifest for the environment, manifest for the world and the planet. There are people that have been doing this for many, many years, and who's to say what the world would be like if these people weren't doing it? We don't know. We don't see that. So, but what we do see is that the world is still going on, and there's a lot of really amazing things that are going on the planet. The news doesn't always tell us about that, but you only have to do your own research to see that there's some incredible stuff happening.
Absolutely. I love the way you describe it, because it feels like you just demystify something, like you explain it in such a natural way, because it is actually the most natural thing. But a lot of people think it's this, crazy, far out, really removed thing. But we've been working together for quite a long time now, and I always feel like it's very tangible with you, the way you describe it and the way that you just bring it down to earth. It's refreshing.
I just want to make things accessible to people, because a lot of the time, and demystify it, because people can get really confused with too much information and too much detail, and and it's just another distraction from the fact that we are essential creators, and that we can create a better world, and we can create a better life. It's just knowing how to. So my entire work has been to simplify this as much as I can, so that people can get the most out of it with the quickest results.
Definitely. Yeah, we've been collecting questions for quite a while now from people, and putting it on different platforms and asking, what do you want to know? What do you want to know? And we've gathered a few. But I'm gonna ask them to Shakti, because I have some of them written down, and if anyone joins and wants to ask a question, please feel free to do that. Do you want to dive into the first?
Yeah, let's get started.
Oh yeah, and actually, well, before we do that, maybe just to say, I'm sure that people watching, or everyone who's here, will know that you are offering a course on this as well. So we're going to do some general questions, and then we're going to have some questions about the manifestation course. So it's going to be a little bit of. One of the first questions that came in was a very interesting one, and it was about somebody saying, I have aphantasia and I can't visualize at all, so my mind's eye is totally blank, but I do sense that energy has an impact on manifestation and Akashic work. So what would you say to somebody who's having that as their experience?
It really, whatever sense you've got available to you, that's your doorway in. So if you feel more, then work with that, work with your feelings, because what you feel, you attract. So there are three main things. It's like what you think you create, what you feel you attract, and what you do that you become. Now, you can use all three together, or you can focus on the area that is open to you naturally. And when you do that, you strengthen those senses, but it also starts to open other doors for you anyway, eventually. But like for years, I used to think that like I wasn't a psychic and that I couldn't see because I didn't see auras and I didn't see chakras and I didn't see what other people were seeing because I was making a comparison. But for my work as a healer and as a transformational guide and Akashic therapist, I see what the issues are and how to get to the cause of them and how to transform them. So my way of perceiving is unique to me and my self purpose and what I do. So it didn't look like everybody had what I thought other people's things looked like. And when we're manifesting, the things that I share with people are unique to them, how they perceive them. So I talk about sensing. What is it you sense? And that covers everything, seeing, feeling, hearing, tasting, smelling, and it might just be knowing as well.
That makes a lot of sense.
But that's, yeah. So really, if you're just feeling, that's fine. Go with it.
Yeah. It's probably also, would it be fair to say that if you've only got the one of them, then the strength of that one is probably, magnified because you've been relying on that more. So you can lean into that even more.
Yeah. Use it to your full advantage. One of the key things for manifestation is feeling and attracting it. When I first got into this, and I sat for a week. What I would do is I would amplify all of the feelings that I had based around a certain set of circumstances and like things that I was choosing to create. And I just kept turning the feeling up because I was one of those people too. Like I'm very sensitive and I feel a lot of things. So that was very real for me and it worked wonders.
The next, another question, and this has come from a few different angles over the last weeks as we've been talking about manifestation on your social channels, it's about some people thinking that manifestation is selfish or thinking that you can only use manifestation for personal gain, or there are some people saying that it's not, we have bigger fish to fry, if you will. What would you say to that? How do you, what's your take on if manifestation is selfish or if not, why not?
Well, first of all, I'd say it's one of the most natural things that we can do. As I said before, what we think we create. So when we have a thought about something, when we have an intention about something, what we're doing is we're opening up an energetic field that is basically there to receive a solution, to receive energy, to receive the potential to make it physical. And you can manifest for your highest and greatest good and the good of all. If you're just manifesting for yourself, what I suggest that you do is also pay attention to, if you already had that, how might it affect those around you, the environment, the world? Like, look at ways that it would benefit life in general. And I highly recommend that you manifest things that support life. Just for your own evolution and for karmic purposes as well. Karma just means learning, understanding, taking responsibility and taking action, right? We're here to grow. And when you manifest, if you manifest things that are going to improve your life and the lives of others, then you're working with a higher frequency that can be met. It's important not to manifest from past experiences and from things that have traumatized you or gone wrong. You know, if you're in that kind of space, then that's not the time to do it. Wait until, you know, you've either processed that, you've seen a therapist, you've worked through it, or you're in a completely different energetic space. But no, manifestation is not selfish at all.
Yeah, it sounds like it's actually quite the opposite. Like if you use it in this way with this intention of highest and greatest good for all, and it's actually one of the biggest gifts that you can give.
Well, yeah,
it's a service.
It is, and really the only way up is in. You need to go inside to go up, and to go inside. You have to look at yourself. You've got to really like dive inside of yourself and see what you can, you know, what's going on inside, you know, and like track your energy. So yeah, it's a really important thing.
Yeah, for sure. And then maybe we can bridge it to starting to talk about the way that you teach it and your sort of methodology. And one of the ways that you're doing this is through the course, Manifestation Made Easy, which you've just launched or just put it out into the world again. It's actually a best-selling course. I think there's over 190 students who've already bought it and just has rave reviews. So we know it works. But for those people who don't know about the course yet or who haven't you know, done any manifesting courses before, what would you say? What is it about this course that, you know, what's different? What's the Shakti flavor? What is it that you feel is the, what's your take on it, or why should people invest in this one?
Okay, so woven through the courses is my 33 years plus experience as an energy worker, as a healer. So, you know, I cover things like grounding, cleansing, and protection, because that's fundamental when you do any kind of energy work. First of all, you need to know your own energy. You need to know what's yours, what isn't, how to clear it, how to cleanse it, because we're like magnets. You know, and on our physical body, you know, if you run your hands under a tap, the water sticks to it. You know, if you're in an environment where there's lots of people and you walk away, often that energy can stick to you. You know, you can feel it. Sensitive people can feel that kind of stuff. If you don't feel it, it doesn't mean it's not there. Yeah. It's just, you know, your purpose might be, you know, something else. But I've put this course together based on my life experiences of working with energy. So I also like show you how to strengthen your energy. There are some Qigong techniques in there that, you know, that's ancient wisdom that has never died. You know, these applications and these tools that you can use, you can apply to any area of your life. So the thing that makes this course unique and different is that it can be applied to a multitude of different causes in your life. You know, you can use it for healing, you can use it for transformation, you can use it to clean and cleanse your energy, you can use it to strengthen your energy, you can use it to stay in alignment with but there are many more things in there that I share with people. And as I said, it comes from my life's work. Absolutely. I've got loads more things to share, and there will be other courses to come. But yes, this one is specifically for manifestation. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. And I think it's fair to say from what I know, I've done the course myself, so I know what's in there. It's a lot more than just manifestation. Like it doesn't just teach you law of attraction. It teaches you skills that, you know, whether or not you're manifesting, this is going to help you. You know, it's great for manifestation, but it's going to help you regardless. It's going to set you up. It's going to set up your day. I mean, there's some visualization exercises in there that, you know, I've been doing for a long time, and it's it's not always even when I'm manifesting. It's very helpful when I'm manifesting, but it's helping me regardless. So I think, I mean, there's, not to go too deep into this, but there's a lot of stuff out there which doesn't have the backing or like the integrity of this course. I've tried out many different things. I've been, just shopping around and seeing some things, but I think also from the reviews that I've seen, a lot of people are saying like it's the real deal kind of a thing. It's not, there's nothing airy fairy about it. It's actually it's surprisingly grounded for such a spiritual thing, not that some people think those two things are very far apart, but not necessarily. Like you can actually really bridge them very nicely. And I think that's something you do very well. So that makes a lot of sense. And as for the course structure, is there a specific way that you organize the knowledge, or do you have sort of a methodology of how you present it? The course structure. What's that like?
Well, I mean, I go with the most fundamental things first. So, you need to be grounded, your energy needs to be clear, and you want to know how to protect your energy so that when you go into manifestation, you're not actually creating a bunch of things that you're not aware of. Like, that you become a vibrational match to. You're actually manifesting, you're aware. So there's clarity there. And I write a lot of the information down so that, say, people that are hard of hearing can read it, and, if people's eyesight isn't good, then you've got also the audio, because there's audio recordings and visualizations. And as I said before, they're visualizations, but they incorporate all of your senses. So it's a case of sense thing. I can be telling you to picture this or feel that, and go with whatever works best for you. So it's kind of available to anybody, beginners or advanced, intermediate as well.
Oh, that's really great. It's even if you've been manifesting for years, you can still get value in this course.
Yeah.
It's not just for people who've never heard of something, and that's also something that interestingly you see in a lot of the reviews, which I know you'll be sharing in the coming weeks. You'll be sharing some of the things that people said, and a lot of them said, "I've been working in this field for years, and I've been, I know the law of attraction, I know blah blah, and still I benefit from it. I benefited from it." So that's very, very good to know.
And it builds. So it's a course that's meant to like strengthen and build your energy in a harmonious way.
Yeah, and I think I've also, from my experience in the course, I know that there's sort of distinct parts. You've got like the beginning, which is very much the groundwork, which you're talking about. Then you've got the part where you're starting to like build your plan, and then you've got the activation phase where you're accompanying basically the person who's going through the course with your voice and with an audio to actually help activate the manifestation. So it's quite a clear structure.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense, and I guess it's a proven formula that has worked in your own life. I know many stories personally of how things have worked in your life, but also I've applied it and it's done the same for me. Like it's been able to get me from here to here, following this, like, do this phase, do it justice, go on to the next phase, do that justice, and then you build up to the third phase. And I think a lot of people like to just jump straight to the third part. They just want to get into about how do I do it, but the value and the strength is actually in that build-up process, in like
I mean, there are ways of getting the best out of something, and not cutting corners. I think, we do have to learn to be patient, but there's, if you want to, if something's worth doing, it's worth doing well, and if you're going to put energy into manifesting something, you really want to just make sure that that what you've put together is something that is what you actually really do want. It's something that you'd actually really love to create. So
sure. Yeah. Two more questions that I saw, or that were gathered this week. The first one is just a very, very practical one. Like, where do you actually get hold of this course, like where can you find it if you want to invest in it? Like where does it live? What are the places that I can? Where's the link?
So the link is in my Instagram bio, and you can also find it on my website, which is shakticabral.com. Or you can contact me directly and I'll send it you straight away.
Very nice. And I also know that you said that there is a period in which, or the first 10 people who are investing, because we haven't really gone into this, but this is a course that you launched before, but now you've added a bonus section and you've sort of revised it, you've updated it. So the first 10 people to invest in this, relaunched version get it at also a significantly reduced price.
Yes.
So
yes.
That makes
and you'll see all of that come up when you check out the links.
Is there anything else that you wanted to share about the course that we haven't covered, or just general thoughts on manifestation that you wanted to talk about in this particular life?
Well, in general, it makes you feel really good. So, like when you're working with manifestation and you're bringing things in, you're birthing new things into reality, and then you see them arrive in your life. It makes you feel really good, and you can just carry on doing it. It raises your vibration, and you just the techniques that we use, even without the manifestation, are gonna really complement your life. But really, I feel that if there was anything else that I wanted to add, it's like I wish everybody would manifest. I wish everybody would take this seriously and actually do their piece for creating a better world. For me personally, I go for big stuff. I go for things like world peace. I go for things that animals are free of suffering. It breaks my heart when I see innocent little beings being tortured for no apparent reason other than maybe food. But it's I'd love for awareness to be raised so that people would realize that all life matters, and that supporting life is something that we are all capable of doing. And if every single person did this, the world would be a different place. It would be a much better place. It's just about paying attention to what it is that you want to create and then making it happen.
Absolutely.
There are forces that know that if you do that, that if they distract you from that, you'll focus on pain and suffering. You'll focus on war. You'll focus on, and I've said this before, there's nothing wrong with knowing what's going on in the world, but what you pay attention to does become your reality, and it is important to start really creating what you want in life and what you want for others as well. Not in a controlling sense, but in a way of peace and harmony and freedom and liberation. I'm running a retreat, in Portugal, which is all about awakening. It's a women's retreat. It's all about awakening to our potential and again creating a better life for ourselves. And that's in Algiers. That's on the 15th. Starts on the 15th of June. But
around the solstice.
Yeah.
I saw that you were also sharing about the timing of manifestations and then the solstice and
manifesting when it's full moon, because the full moon does for the DNA what the sun does for flowers. So it just opens it. You can really get to the core of things, transform it, and then manifest. And also at the solstice, when the sun is strong, and also at Lionsgate, which is on the 8th of August every year. There's the sun lines up with Sirius. It lines up with the Great Central Sun, and it creates a portal. And that portal has the potential to push your manifestations so much further and give them so much more power. There are times that people traditionally have gotten together and danced and sung and had ceremonies for this. So yeah, you can.
So that's essentially what you're recreating with your retreat. It's also going to be a gathering of people who are very conscious about what they're manifesting and doing it in the summer solstice, and yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I have one more question that we gathered in the week. I know that manifestation is one of the things you teach, but I also know that you offer a lot more. You teach a lot more, and you have, your field of interest and your expertise and your experience is vast. I know that you are thinking of doing some other courses, or this is not the start, let's say, but this is building momentum towards some other things. Is there anything that you'd already like to share about the direction that that's going in, or is that still top secret? The things that are coming up next.
I mean, I work, transformation is my game. That's what I've been doing for so many years, and getting to the cause of things that have been blocking people or traumatizing them or stopping them in any way, shape or form from being their true, authentic, empowered self. And this is a course that I'm bringing out, that I'll actually be doing like live. It's an interactive one. You do it with me. It's online, but I'll be hosting it there with you and guiding you through, and showing you how to transform your life with many different techniques that I've used on thousands and thousands and thousands of people over the years, and always with the best results. And I used them myself to start with because I needed them, so everything that I teach, I teach because I've embodied it myself. I've used it. It's not just coming from up here because it seemed like a good thing to learn. I had to apply it to my own life. And when it works, then I want to share it with people. But I have to really master it first. And that's what I did. I mastered it for many years in many different areas of my life. And I changed my life, and now, I live in a really beautiful tropical environment in my idea of paradise, So I'm very happy with my life, but I came from a place where I was very, very depressed. So yeah, this is what I want to share with the world. I want to give the power back to people. I want to. I'd love to see people liberated and free and happy, and really know that they're connected and know what they're capable of through their own experiences. And so it's a course in transformation.
I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be great, but that's going to be, I'm sure, communicated in depth when it comes. Just thought it would be nice for people to get a bit of a teaser that this is.
Yeah.
And I think everything you do it builds on each other, So if you start off with doing this course, it makes a lot of sense that you would, migrate from Manifestation Made Easy to the next course that you offer to, it's generally the case. I find that everything supports itself supports each other in the ecosystem of your work. So
and it's a week-long course, so you get me for many hours. So and basically, like, we're aiming for September.
Yeah. Okay. Very nice.
Mid-September. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to make sure if anybody misunderstood that's talking about an upcoming course, the one that we talked about now, the Manifestation Made Easy, is already
the course in
available.
transformation.
Because that's this one, the one that we talked about for the majority now, it's pre-recorded. You can access it. You can start right now. You can literally, as soon as this live finished, you can go to the link in Shakti's bio and start it. But just this morning we were celebrating people investing in the course, so that's already available. But it's just to know that there's other big stuff coming as well. Thought that would be good to point out.
Yes.
Super.
So I think we've covered everything now. I don't see if there's any other questions.
No, I didn't see any either on my side. So. Fabulous. Okay. Well, thank you for inviting me on to chat with you about it. I'm always honored to be able to interact with you and to learn from you. And I hope lots of other people will also make the jump into entering your online world and learning from you in person or online in any of the many ways that you mentioned. So thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me. Thank you to everyone who joined.
Okay. Good. Bye.
All right. So Okay.